All right, guys, this is PYT 1008, our Prizm. 3 autographs, 4 silvers per box on average, 12 packs, 12 cards per pack. Good luck, everybody. You guys can get your guesses in for the player on the last auto in this one as well for 20 in credit. There's our empty box. NIL spot's a big one in this one. Drew Pearson, Willie Rofe, Tim Tebow, Jim Kelly, Chris Carter, Dan Fouts. Dan Fouts out of 75. Silver Ty Law, Lenora Sellers, Braylon Staley, Avery Johnson, Kevin Jennings, Kanye Uda. Dwight Freeney, Andrew Tippett, Randy Gradishar, Ray Lewis, Jeremiah Love, Paul Krause, out of 299, Orlando Pace, out of 249, Lamar Bo Jackson, Chris Henry, Jet Thomala, Dan Deerdorf, Frank Gore, Bob Lilly, Randall McDaniel, John Elway, Chris Dishman, Jerome Bettis, Keyshawn Henderson on the 225, Michael Strahan on the silver, LeVar Arrington, Antonio Gates, Dylan Raiola, DeCorian Moore, Anthony Hill, Richard Dent, Dan Marino, DeMarcus Ware, Ricky Jackson, Rod Smith, Jimbo Covert. Out of 175, our first auto, Ty Law. A Ty Law auto for the Patriots spot. That's it for the Patriots. Ty Law auto. Bryant Westco Jr., TJ Moore, Kellen Winslow, Darrell Green, Jack Ham. Jonathan Ogden, Warren Moon, Bruce Smith, Mike Singletary, Arch Manning, Ozzie Newsome, out of 149. Deion Sanders, out of 299. Charles Woodson, Mike Allstott, Marcus Allen, Marshall Folk, and Art Monk. Do one more pack, then we'll top load what we have. Henry Ellard, Deion Sanders, Adam Vinatieri, Rob Gronkowski, Vince Young, Chris Carter, out of 249. Jim Kelly, out of 199. Dan Fouts, Terry Bradshaw, Harold Carmichael, Fred Biletnikoff, and Arch Manning. All right, guys, we got half this box left. Up next is our Bowman Chrome Sapphire 2021, the 2-box break. I believe that's one of the breaks we have a couple spots left in, so grab any of those remaining spots, guys. The link is in the chat. There is a code to get 10% off those. Plus, we have spots for Wednesday. Grab your Wednesday spots. Our scheduled breaks are winding down. We're going to be focusing on eBay Live for a while. So make sure you guys check us out there. We'll be doing that eventually every day. Right now, we do it several times a week. We will be back on that on Wednesday at noon Central. Jimmy Johnson, Drew Brees, Calvin Johnson, Marv Levy, Kewan Lacey, Nick Foles, out of 99. Cliff Harris, Warren Sapp, Nick Foles, Joe Montana, Isaac Bruce, Patrick Willis, Peyton Manning, Ken Anderson, Alan Page, Randy White, Luke Kuechly on the Talisman silver, Randy Moss out of 299. How about a Rod Smith Mojo auto out of 25, 16 out of 25. Rod Smith Mojo for the Denver Broncos. Nice hit for the Broncos. I want to do some random team Prizm Black on live, eBay Live. I want to get that going. Hopefully Wednesday we can start that. Steve Young, CJ Baxter, Bryce Underwood, Rashawn Sanford, Jacory Barney. Kurt Warner, Andre Reed, Mario Williams, AJ Green, Mike Allstott, Darrell Green out of 249, Vernell Brown, Carnell Tate, Zion Branch, Nate Frazier, Keywan Lacey, Ty Simpson, Irving Fryer, Emmett Smith, Archie Manning, Barry Sanders, and Travis Henry is the last auto prismatic or prismatrix. One of the Bills, Travis Henry. Emmett Thomas out of 225, Brett Favre out of 49, Vernell Brown, Michael Strahan, Bruce Matthews, Bill Cowher, Walter Jones. Joe T. Lamerlu, Edrin James, Boomer Esiason, Terrell Davis. There's a Talisman out of 25, Arch Manning. Nice hit for the NIL spot. Mario Craver out of 199, Daryl Johnston on number one there, Roger Worley, Richard Sherman, Joe Namath, Darrell Revis, Ted Hendricks. Yep. The last pack. This is Terrell Suggs, Andre Johnson, Anthony Munoz, Dwight Stevenson, Barry Sanders, Daryl Johnston out of 125, Herman Moore, Howie Long, Keelan Russell, Andrew Marsh, Tavian St. Clair, and Julian Sayin to end it. All right, let's top load recap and move on to our Bowman Chrome Sapphire. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. I'm really excited for some of the breaks we can put on eBay Live now that we can do retail as well. I want to get back into the random team breaks we used to do on here. We still do PYTs as well. If these top loaded, we'll recap, then we'll finish our last 4 breaks of the night. But a few numbered cards in this. Prizm Black's not a bad product. You got the old school NFL players, and then you got the new school, because I'm not even in the NFL yet, the NIL players in college. Cool concept. Nick Foles out of 60, I guess. I don't know, 60, whichever way you look at it. Randy Moss out of 299. Darrell Green out of 249. Emmett Thomas out of 225. Brett Favre out of 49. Arch Manning out of 25. Craver out of 199. Daryl Johnston out of 125. Dan Fouts out of 75. Paul Krause out of 299. Orlando Pace out of 249. Keeson Henderson out of 225. Jimbo Covert out of 115. Ozzie Newsome out of 149. Deion Sanders out of 299. Chris Carter out of 249. Jim Kelly out of 199. Ty Law on the base auto. Mojo auto of Rod Smith out of 25. And a silver Prismatrix Travis Henry auto for the Bills. Nice 3 autos right there. That'll do it for this one. Ty Law